Hey guys, Kiddvirus53 here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm deciding to do something a little bit different, and that's to show off my PlayStation 2 collection. It's a very decent collection. I have about 58 games. I'm just trying to rebuild it as I go along. There was a time a few years ago where I was just like, I didn't really play the PS2 a lot and I just want to get most of the games for the GameCube, but I don't really play the GameCube as much, and I'm trying to build my PS2 collection. I do go on it from time to time, but I do have a fair amount of games. There's a few on the wish list that I do want to grab. So this is what I have so far as of today. It is the 18th of February 2020. Excuse me. And yeah, this is all going to be from A to Z. All 58 games here. Some of them has got price tags on them because I just recently picked those up about a month or so ago, and I just haven't even done them yet. But here's what I have. So here we go. Starting off, Backyard Wrestling. Don't try this at home. This is the first Backyard Wrestling game. They've done 2 of them. I played the second one most on the original Xbox, and I saw this. I was like, well, I barely even played this. I played about 10-15 minutes of this. It's not the greatest game in the world, but I have it just because I'm a wrestling fan. It's got the price sticker in it because I bought this from CEX. It is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, another one I played on the original Xbox. I don't remember too much about this. I really don't. I feel like this is going to be some sort of action-adventure game. By looking at the back, I don't know. I would have to go onto this at some point and see what it's all about, so it can refresh my memory, if you will. Here we go. Next one. I played this quite a fair bit, but I never completed it. The Chronicles of Narnia. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I actually found this pretty fun when I played it back on the original Xbox, and had to go on PS2. This is probably the only Narnia game that I'll ever play. We had Prince Caspian on PS3, I believe, and I didn't really enjoy it. But this one I actually did, and can't wait to play this again. Obviously, it's got the price sticker. This is from a store that sells all retro consoles, NES, Mega Drives. They have a fair amount of PS2 games called Geeks 2, the number 2, Gamers. So if you do want to check out Geeks 2 Gamers, if you're in Essex, they're based in Romford. It's the only store. They do a fair amount of games for some reasonable prices. I do recommend them, so hit them up if you want to. They do also buy your games as well, but I wouldn't really recommend them as for them to buy your games if you do plan to sell a few, because comparing to CEX's prices and what they'll give you, it's kind of the same. But overall, it's a really good store if you want to pick up some retro games. Here's another one. I remember my dad playing this many years ago, but I don't think I ever played this myself. And this is Conflict Desert Storm 2. I can't really say much about this. I don't remember anything. I remember my dad playing it when I was a wee boy, but I have to go onto this at some point. Does it have... This is all complete with a manual. A lot of the games that I do pick up on the PS2, I want them all complete with a manual. It's just how I am. Another one that I played on the original Xbox. Probably my favourite in the Crash Bandicoot series, besides the original 3, Crash Twinsanity. I only completed this once in my life, so I cannot wait to go back onto this again. I picked this up a month or so ago, and I just can't wait to play it again. Really enjoyed this. A lot of funny stuff. There's some weird marks on the disc, like on the front disc. You can't really see it, but some weird marks. But hey, can't wait to play it again. when I have some downtime. Next we have, I can't remember where I got this from. I really can't, but we got the first Devil May Cry game. I'm not the biggest Devil May Cry fan. I'm sorry to say for a lot of hardcore fans, but I have the first game. I don't know if I ever played this. I would want to pick up the HD collection, you know, PS3, and then they redid it on PS4. So yeah, this is the only one that I own in the collection. Next we have iToy, and then I recently picked up iToy 2 because it was cheap, so why the hell not? Just something fun if you want to play with the family, really. Yeah, just a wacky little party game you want to play with the family or friends. Not much to say about it. It's just one of those things that they brought out with the iToy camera accessory. But yeah, haven't played it in a couple years though. It's just, I don't know. I can't really say too much about it. It's just, if you want to play with the family and friends, just pick it up. These go for very, very cheap, by the way. Next we have, did I pick up both? Yes, I did. I played the first one a lot more on the original Xbox. Probably the only sort of football, or if you're American, soccer. We have FIFA Street and FIFA Street 2. These I both picked up at CEX. FIFA Street, the first one's probably the best one in my opinion. I really like the soundtrack as well. Yeah, me and my dad used to play this a lot back in the day. Yeah, FIFA Street 2, however, it didn't really, as fun as it is, I just prefer the first one. There's not much to say about that really. You can obviously tell price stickers, as I said before, I've just not tested them to see if they work. So you have that. Next up, from Disney Pixar, I think I rented this from when Blockbuster was around, like many years ago. I don't think I played a whole lot of it though. We have Finding Nemo. I must have played half hour of this, and that was about it. I do need to go back onto it and finish the game. But as we all know, Finding Nemo, probably my favourite Disney Pixar movie. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch it every single day when I come home from school, even on the weekends. It was just something that I really enjoyed when this was new. Finding Dory, I've seen bits and pieces of. It's a funny story because someone that I was dating at the time, they were watching it, but all I can hear was the audio all the way through. So I haven't really watched it, just heard the audio while they were watching it because we were always on the call. Do we need to watch Finding Dory again? Finding Nemo, really enjoy it. Really enjoy the movie, but I need to go back to the game. Now, I've kept these games. Sorry. I've kept these games because I'm a hardcore fan. Obviously, you can play it on a PC for absolutely free. The only game that I'm missing out is Roxy 80s. So we have the Guitar Hero 1 and 2. I remember going back onto this and it's a whole lot. It's just the highway. If you compare this to the Guitar Hero now, the highway is a lot different. This, as much as there's a lot of great songs on this, this is where it all started for me. Guitar Hero 2 started off for me, and then I got Guitar Hero 1, and then it just evolved from there. Haven't played Guitar Hero in a bunch of years, so I'm still kind of, I'm very, very sloppy when it comes to playing Guitar Hero. But yeah, still to this day, probably one of my favourite music-styled games. Plastic guitar. I still have the controller. I can't show it to you because it's in my closet. But again, probably one of my favourite music games if you're into the rock metal genre. So Next up, another one that I did play for the original Xbox. I know. Gun. For those who are not aware for what this is, think of it kind of like Red Dead Revolver. I do want to compare it to Red Dead Revolver. This is before Red Dead was a thing, I believe. I don't know if this came out before or after. It's kind of a copy of this, but you're just shooting Indians and, you know, shooting down wild boars and whatever. I did find this pretty fun for what it was. Made by Activision and Neversoft. Yeah, I had to grab it when I saw it. So a few people that I do know had played that, and yeah, I never really finished it, but I would very much like to. Next, I don't remember when I last played this, but it's got a lot of crazy things. I do like my billiards games. I do like my pool snooker games. International Q Club. There's not really much to say about it. It's got weird, you know, custom tables. There's one with a star. One with a cross. That's very weird and strange. There's one. It reminds me of, I can't remember the game. I think it was on the NES or something. Was it like Pure Pool or something? I don't know. International Q Club. Then we have, I believe my dad played this. I believe he did. We have Kessen. I don't really know anything much about this. I just remember my dad playing it, and, well, as well as I think he did. Again, I don't really know much about this, but in the comments, do feel free to let me know. Then we have, I was planning to sell this, just because I just don't want it. Even though it's probably going down as one of the worst games ever. If you've not seen that video from Vidiots, now they're called Triple Jump, they just played some of the worst games, and this was on the list. And if I ever want to look at this game again, I will probably watch their video. It is Little Britain, the video game. It's just 7 mini games from certain sketches from the TV series, and that was it. It's badly designed. I think in Germany they got rid of the final level where you play as David Thomas, because it's to do with, you know, sexuality and homophobia and all that stuff. But yeah, I can't really say much about this. If you do want to watch the video from Triple Jump, go to the Vidiots YouTube channel and do check this out, because they just knocked it out of the park with this one. It's probably my favourite one in the series. They did get Matt Lucas and David Williams to do the voice acting, and they have Tom Baker as the narrator. Again, if you do want to check out the video, I would highly suggest it. Now, I picked up all 3 in one day from, did I buy this all at the same store? I think I did, but I don't know. I might have. I think I bought the first 2, and then I bought the other one in CEX. So I have all 3 games of the Lord of the Rings. I think my dad also played all these games within the series. I don't remember anything about these, so this will be new to me when I first start playing them. Yeah, all 3 games. 2 of these came from Geeks to Gamers. This one came from CEX, Return of the King. So yeah, again, not much to say about it, because I don't really remember as to what they were. I am a Lord of the Rings fan, not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan in the world, but I do enjoy the movies. Let's grab these other stack of games here. Probably one of my favourite games, and a lot of people have never seen this, but I think it's a hidden gem for what it is. Love the soundtrack. It is Mark Echo's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure, or just Mark Echoes Getting Up. Really, really enjoy this graffiti-styled game. Yeah, I would highly recommend this. You play as the main character Train. You just, tag a lot of the areas within the city. You've got all these police guys coming after you, so there's a lot of combat involved as well, boss fights. Really enjoy it. Really enjoy the style as for what this is, and graffiti games always have a special place in my heart, especially for Jet Set Radio. But this is nothing like Jet Set. I think this is way different than Jet Set Radio for what it is, but I really enjoyed it for what it is. So if you've not played Mark Echoes Getting Up, I would recommend it. This came out in 2005. It's by Atari Echo Limited. Yeah, really enjoy this. Next up we have, I never completed it personally, but I think my dad had, Max Payne. Yeah, I think we all know as to what Max Payne really is. Not play this. I think I played a bit of it many years ago and I just never went back, but would need to go back to it again. Then we have Medal of Honor Frontline. I know this is remade on PS3. When you get the Medal of Honor 2010 game, it just came bundled with it. And yeah, there's not really much to say about it. It's Medal of Honor. I do think, I do want to say I prefer this than Rising Sun in a way. I don't know. What is your favourite Medal of Honor game? Do let me know in the comment section down below. Now we have, okay, probably one of my favourite motorcycle racing games. We've got MX 2002 featuring Ricky Carmichael. Yeah, not really much to say about it. It's just motorcyclists and racing. Soundtrack's pretty decent as well. Made by THQ. Obviously done in 2002. Okay, it came out in 2001, sorry. Yeah, really enjoy it for what it is. Next, you're probably going to ask me why I've got two copies. So I think one of them, like the disc is poorly scratched. The other one, I don't know. It's not really my favourite game within the series, but I have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I just have two copies. One of them doesn't have a manual, so I will be getting rid of the one without the manual. Yeah, I think we all know about Mortal Kombat. Then here's the other Mortal Kombat, probably my favourite one, Mortal Kombat Deception, just because they brought in Conquest mode, and I really enjoy the Conquest mode for this. That's pretty much the only premise as to why I still own this game. It's the Conquest mode. I really, really enjoy it a lot. As well as they had the chess combat and the puzzle combat as well. Obviously, they did do this on the PSP, but it's called Mortal Kombat Unchained, which I also have. Yeah, probably my favourite one. Now we have Ninja Assault. This is probably a Time Crisis ripoff. I don't really know too much about it or what the premise of this game is, but I just feel like it's a Time Crisis ripoff because you can use the G-Con. I think the G-Con is the actual gun controller. I had to have a look at that. Yeah, I think so. Obviously made by Namco. Yeah, Ninja Assault. Now we have Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Now, funny you say this, because yesterday I bought the PS1 version of this, as well as the first game. This runs more smoothly on PS2 than it is on PS1, I will tell you that. Yeah, probably the best one, just because they have a lot of weird characters. So they had the likes of Michael Jackson, you had Shaquille O'Neal, they had Mr. President, which I think was Bill Clinton. Then you had the First Lady, which I believe is Hillary Clinton. Yeah, just a lot of weird characters. You got one that looks like a robot called Roblox Freeze 4. I'd probably play this a whole lot more than the first game. Yeah, ready to rumble. Still enjoy it to this day. Now we have Resident Evil Code Veronica, which does include, I don't know why, I think someone just stuffed it in the case as well. I do have another copy of Devil May Cry for some weird reason. But here's the disc for Code Veronica. Yeah, Code Veronica, I bought PS3 and PS4 versions for this. Obviously PS3 being the HD version, which I believe it's a lot more better. PS4 is basically PS3 version ported. I would say the PS3 version is a whole lot better just because it's just redone in HD. PS4, obviously where it's been ported, a lot of the shots, I do feel like this is probably a little bit more harder just because of every time you shoot, there's always like a second delay if you try to spam it. PS3, if you just spam it, it'll just go straight away. But I do have Code Veronica. I actually completed it last year on the PS3 before I started the PS4 version, which I've 100% all of them, you know, Platinum PS4, obviously PS3 didn't have a Platinum. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. PS2, before I had it on PS3, PS4, I never managed to beat it. I think the furthest I got onto the PS2 version was, oh my, I think I got up to Chris, where I think, if I'm mistaken, just after finishing off the Gravedigger or the Earthworm. So yeah, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Now we have another Resident Evil game, which I do hope Capcom do bring it out on PS4, because even though this is still very popular online, because PS2, I think you have to make your own server. I do really want these to bring it out on PS4, and just the online's going to go crazy. That is the Resident Evil Outbreak series. I have enjoyed this quite a fair bit. I do like to go back onto this at some point and play them. I think I played the first one a whole lot more than it is in the second. Never really played through the entirety of this game and beaten them, but I really enjoy them for what it is, and I just really hope that they bring this out on the PS4. Obviously we've got RE3 remake coming out very, very soon, which I have pre-ordered, by the way. So we're praying. I still say to this very day, bring this out on PS4. Bring this out on PS4. Even though people just say like, just leave it, you know, because it's still very popular on PS2. If you have your own server online, I think it's done on the Japanese servers though. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it for what it was. I never played online. Jesus, I can't talk. And I just hope that they bring it on PS4. Next, played a fair bit on the original Xbox. We have Shark Tale. I don't think I need to explain much more about this. It's Shark Tale. I got up to the dancing section, and that was pretty much it. The very first dancing section of the game. Now we have, because I was on the hunt for this for quite a long while, and I just realised it was only available on, I think, on the original Xbox and the PS2. Probably one of the greatest rosters of all of wrestling games. Legends of Wrestling Showdown, or Showdown Legends of Wrestling. A lot of great legends in this. You've got Jerry Lawler, Eddie Guerrero, DDP, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, Scott Steiner. I believe that is Greg Valentine, Macho Man, Sting, Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake, Dusty Rhodes. Then you also have the likes of Terry Funk, the Road Warriors. I believe that is Steamboat under there. Ric Flair. Just a lot of names within this game. I really enjoy it for what it was. And I still do. Probably one of the greatest rosters in all of wrestling. All of wrestling games, sorry. Next we have, not played this in quite a long time, The Simpsons Skateboarding. This was supposedly a copy of the Tony Hawk's games, and they just thought, you know what we can do? Let's just make a skateboarding game with Simpsons characters. Yeah, not the greatest game in the world, but I have it. Then we also have Sonic Heroes. I think everyone's played this back in the day. Obviously, Geeks to Gamers bought it for £3. Don't really need to explain much about that. Then we have Soul Calibur 2 and Soul Calibur 3. Soul Calibur 2 probably my favourite within the series. I do have the HD release on PS3, you know, Soul Calibur 2 HD Online. I just loved the second one for what it was. Obviously, if you had it exclusively, PS2 had Heihachi from Tekken, Xbox had Spawn, GameCube had Link from The Legend of Zelda. Really enjoy this more than Soul Calibur 3. So I would still play 2 to this very day. It's just great. Then I have this for the GameCube, and I'm looking to grab the second one for the PS2 anyway. We got Spider-Man. I don't think I need to explain much more about this. You know, it's supposed to adapt to the movie, as it is for the second game. Then we have, I think I played a fair bit and I just never went back to it ever again. We have Space Invaders Invasion Day. I can't really explain as to what this is, but I have it. Now we have SSX Tricky and SSX. I do need to pick up SSX 3. I think everyone played these back on the PS2 for what they were. Let's not mention anything about the 2012 version of the game, because that was terrible. I don't really need to explain these either. So, SSX. Then we have, I don't think I ever play this, but I have it anyway. I will go on to it soon just to see what it's all about. I have The Suffering. Then we have, I sold my copy of Tekken Hybrid on the PS3, so I need to grab Tag Tournament again. We have Tekken 4 and Tekken 5. I don't need to explain these either. If I had to pick, I would say I would probably go with Tekken 4, honestly. I think I played this a whole lot more than Tekken 5. They did Dark Resurrection on the PSP, which I do own as well. Yeah, like I said, I had Tag Tournament. I sold it when I grabbed Tekken Hybrid on the PS3. I recently sold Tekken Hybrid, so we'll need to grab Tag Tournament again for the PS2 collection. Then we have, I don't think I ever played this, I really don't remember, but I have Tenchu, Wrath of Heaven. Did play the other ones on the PS1, and I believe on the 360 we had Tenchu Z, which I did play, but Wrath of Heaven I don't think I ever did. Now we have, again, another one that I used to play for the original Xbox, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. I don't remember anything about this whatsoever, but I have it. I grabbed it when it was there from Geeks to Gamers again. So I will need to go back onto that at some point. Then we have, because I had it on the GameCube, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I really enjoy this one as well as the first game, so I had to pick that up. Same goes with Tony Hawk's Underground. I do need to pick up the second one. I never played the second one, but I did play a little bit of the first game, so yeah. Now we have, again, another one that I used to play for the original Xbox, Total Overdose. Can't remember much about this either, but seems pretty weird. If you do want to check that out, feel free to. I have another snooker pool game, World Championship Pool 2004. I don't think I played much of this, but I have it. Okay, this I played a very fair bit. I think they just took the whole idea from the Hazard, their games, and you know what we can do? We'll add vampires onto it. It is Vampire Night. I played this quite a fair bit many years ago. I enjoyed it for what it was. Would like to play it again sometime soon. And finally, we'll go down to the wrestling games. I don't know why I have 2 copies, but I do anyway. We have SmackDown Just Bring It, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, which I do own. Here Comes the Pain, but only on the disc. Everyone's begging for a remaster for this game, or a remake. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but obviously where THQ were the original makers as well as Ukes, I don't think we'll get that, especially for like all the contracts for the superstars and whatnot. Got SmackDown vs Raw. I probably play this a whole lot more than it is for Here Comes the Pain. I'm sorry guys, but I play this a whole lot more. And finally we have 2006 and 2007. And that, my friends, is pretty much it. That is my PS2 collection. I hope you guys enjoyed for what you saw there. Again, there's a few on my wish list that I would like to pick up, so I will be on the hunt for those, and sometime soon, maybe next year, I will do another collection video, you know, PS2 collection for next year, 2021. But I hope you enjoyed what games that I have within the collection, and stay tuned next time for when I do my PS1 collection, which is all up there, all up at that top shelf. I had to rebuild my PS1 collection. I will explain more when I do that video very soon, but I hope you enjoyed what you saw there, and yeah, put your thoughts in the comments down below for what you thought about that collection. Do feel free to follow on my social media, it's all in the description down below, and that is about it. So thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. See ya.